Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Should be back live there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mini Moan Center. Just waiting on confirmation if we are underway. We'll get that in just a few moments. But we play on here. 4 minutes gone by. 1-0 in the first period. The University of Arizona captures the lead just a few moments in there. And we play on. Dylan, I think we figured that out. Sorry about that.
Yeah, as well. Problem with the cord, but everything else now getting ready to go. The opening goal scored by Los Gatos. Arizona with the 1-0 lead.
All righty, let's do it. Sorry for the technical difficulties, some audio issues last minute, but we're underway here. The Minutemen play on. Third line on for the Minutemen, Julie Williams. She's the lone woman on the forechecks. Gets a little help from Joanna Zhu in the far corner boards. 1-0 University of Arizona. They scored 3 minutes in. We actually didn't even get to see who scored because we were dealing with troubleshooting. But we play on. Here's Joanna Zhu along the far half wall, working up against a couple of Wildcats. A couple of high sticks being thrown there. We're going to get a penalty.
clear as to who that's going to be on, but it will be.
Looks like it'll be matching penalties, Dylan.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at first because I wasn't sure which team it was going to be called on, but could that be a high stick on one, a slash on another, maybe?
Perhaps, or maybe just dual roughing penalties there. Both players were going at it. Gianna Bonfilio in the box, and I believe that is Telia Saarinen in the box for the Wildcats. Nevertheless, 4-on-4 we play. 5 minutes gone by here in the first period. 1-0 Wildcats. They come charging through the neutral zone here. They take it up, try to center down in front for Brittany Burdell, the captain, playing in her 31st career game. That's the most on the team for this Arizona team. It's kept in at the point. Now taken away in the far circle. Centering out in front. Burdell. Shot saved by Sarah Matthews.
Matthews very, very well tuned to that fast break opportunity and a good shift and save.
Far corner it goes. Layla Schultz working up against Riley Evans. She slaps it off the end boards. Gathered now by Julia Williams. Headmanded up the ice for Zoo. And now scooped up by Hope Fitzkovitz. Here's a 2-on-2. Fitzkovitz taps it into the near corner boards. Skating after it is Zoo. And it's played off the boards now to Burdell. She'll throw it in deep, and she'll go for a partial change. 6 minutes gone by in their first period. Wildcats up 1-0.
Just a minute left in the 4-on-4 as well.
A lot of open ice still, and a lot of chances for both these teams here as the Wildcats try to enter the zone, but not before shooting it up and into the Minnow women's bench.
You think the open ice would favor the side that are trailing in the game, but Arizona has been the team with the most chances out of this 4-on-4 as UMass are breaking out of their zone now.
Puck in the neutral zone here, poked ahead up the far side. Taken away is Lila Waxenberg. Excuse me, that's Lily Howell. Howell drops it off to the point for Rylan Pesca. Pesca centers it out in front, nudged it on goal, and saved by Sarah Matthews.
Good rebound control there by Matthews, not to let that one squirt out loose, because those low shots are sometimes a really big challenge for goaltenders, even as good as Sarah Matthews, able to keep her glove over the puck.
We'll take a look at the starting lines for the Minnow women. Again, Maya Shapiro out with concussion. That moves Shea McDonald up to the left line. The left wing in the first line, Lily Sparrow and Abigail Dunn on the first line for the Minnow women. Hannah Gromko, Ivory Arguin, Kelsey Partridge, Brooke Borges, Joanna Zhu, and Julie Williams, and Gianna Bonfilio and Alvin Karlstein rounding out that forward group. Get a whistle here for another offsides. Looking at the defensemen, Lila Roche and Shelby Little, the top pairing. Riley Evans, Hope Fitzkovitz, Sarah Dunford, Abigail Dunn, and of course, in goal, Sarah Matthews, who has just been sensational for the Minnow women, coming off 3 games with shutouts. Shutout the Wildcats last night, took down Rhode Island 2-0 and 8-0 last weekend. She's just been great. Here's Lila Roche. She dumps it into the offensive zone, skating after Arguin. She tries to center it middle. No Minnow women are there, so it's skated free now by Allison Brady. Now turned over in front of the Minnow women bench, taken away now by Kelsey Partridge. We get another whistle here for an offsides. Just 8 minutes into this one. 4 shots on goal for the Wildcats, 1 for the Minnow women. They've been reeling a little bit to start this game, Dylan.
Yeah, and with the 4-on-4, you expect more open ice, but it really wasn't that for UMass. Arizona were able to take advantage of the space on the ice and create a good chance in front of goal that Sarah Matthews was able to make a good save on. UMass didn't get a shot.
Face-off in front of the Wildcats bench. It's one back by the Minnow women for a moment. A linesman gets taken down in the process. Looks to be all right, however. Here's a shot. That one doesn't get through. Blocked down in front by Layla Schultz. Now skated free by Brittany Burdell. Burdell tries to play it forward, and they throw it in deep.
It's a contact sport, Jacob. Sometimes the linesmen are going to get hit too.
Puck along the near half wall. Couple players converge, battling. One player goes down. And that was the form of Grace McKeague. Now skated away by Joanna Zhu. One-on-one to the offensive zone. Zhu, toe drag shot right into the webbing of Peyton Planetta. Her second save of the game.
Good snag there by Planetta. Comfortable, calm. Shoots her glove out. Lets it stick.
And for Planetta, first game here in this series last night, it was Olivia Sorley. She played phenomenal. Only let up 1 goal. Unfortunately, could not be the winning one. Couldn't find any offense, that is, from the rest of her team. Puck goes into the neutral zone. Skated out by Lily Howell. She gains the O-zone long shot. That one deflected wide of Matthews. Now corralled and centered along the near side. Worked out in front. Minutemen trying to skate it out. Nice job by the Los Gatos. Lily Howell taking it back in. Here's Howell. She tries to chip it back up top. That one is slapped by Glover into the offensive zone. Grabbed by Riley Evans and now chipped out of the zone for the Minutemen. Here's a chance the other way. It's Abby Dunn on the forehand. Centering it out in front, a little bit too far behind the intended target of Lily Sparrow. Minutemen still have it. Fitzkovich, shot doesn't get through. Blocked down by Glover. Corralled now by Lily Howell. And both teams will go for a change. Here comes Savvy Allen. Works it out in front. Puck on edge. Centered out in front, goes past the right pad of Sarah Matthews. Scooped up now by the Minutemen and worked down to the neutral zone before going back across UMass's defensive blue line. Here's Ivory Arguin. The Amherst native works 1-on-2 into the offensive zone. Puck dinking around. The Wildcats try to chip it out. That one blocked down right in front of us here by Allison Brady, but it's worked down in front of the goal for the Wildcats, and now center round has gone by here in the Minnie Mullins Center. Game 2, UMass Minutemen versus the Arizona Wildcats, coming some 1,000 miles away. Dylan, long trip out for them. They're looking to salvage the series here with a split.
You don't want to go back to Arizona without a win in a long-traveled series.
Here's a turnover out in front. Quick shot, save Matthews. Rebound in front. Trickles out to the back door, but scooped up safely by Ivory Arguin. A great opportunity from the Wildcats there.
UMass has made it difficult for Arizona to even keep control of the puck. Every time a player gets control, it's always two defenders waiting to pounce.
Layla Schultz looking to pry the puck free at center ice. Now taken away by Burdell. She pushes it into their offensive zone. Wildcats can't keep it in, however. They'll have to regroup and charge in yet again. Here's Allison Brady on the backhand, driving wide. In on goal now, goes out to the far side. Nice edge work from her. Drops it off to the far side. That shot in on goal. Might have gotten a piece of Sarah Matthews and safely aside onto the tape of Dunn. Dunn gets ridden to the boards here by Schultz. And now taken the other way by the Wildcats. Pushed aside by Matthews. Scooped up along the near half wall. And the Minutemen will toss it out.
Nice shifty move there to get away from the defender. Create a lane for herself. Unfortunately for her, there was no one else moving up the ice.
Here comes Kenzie Carson, the lead point scorer for this team. No points yesterday, but 25 on the season. That shot right into the midsection of Shea McDonald, and she'll steal this one away. Here comes McDonald, 1-on-4. Inside out she goes. Can't get a shot off, however. Good defense from the Wildcats, and here we go the other way.
McDonald using her power to get by, create an opportunity. But it's been a one-man show going both ways. Not much team help.
Turnover at the Wildcats' offensive blue line. Now Shelby Little comes bursting at the seams, charging in. And a player gets tossed down in the form of a Wildcat. And now it's turned over, centering out in front. Julia Williams looking for her first of the season. Just missed that one. Puck trickles off her stick. She goes down to the ice along the near half wall.
Little did a great job on that far wall, trying to create a chance for Williams skating in, and timing was just off on the centering try.
8 minutes left here in the first period. The Wildcats scored within the first 3. They're up 1-0 over the Minutemen, previously blanked in the first 60. Now command the lead. UMass will bank this one off the boards. It'll go all the way down for an icing and a defensive zone face-off for the Minutemen.
It's the first icing of the game going Arizona's way, and UMass have done good on the face-offs. Even if Arizona have won the initial draw, they've made it hard for them to break out of wherever they need to be. Like that exactly there.
Here's Shelby Little, tries to wheel it up out of the zone. It's kept in at the point by Glover. Glover slides it down low below the goal line. Push back up top into the near circle. Little tries to headman it to Williams, but an errant pass goes in favor of the Wildcats. Here's Joanna Zoo curling, trying to get the puck out. Kept in by Glover for the moment, but it sneaks by her. So the Wildcats will have to regroup in the neutral zone before spearing it into the offensive zone. 7:15 left here in the first period. 1-0 Wildcats. Here's Glover. Oh, good opportunity for her. Can't keep it in, however. And now here's a chance for the Minutewomen. Here's Partridge in on goal, but she gets disrupted in the high slot by Glover. Nice defensive play from her. Charging in is Sarah Dunford. Rebound in front for Partridge. She's prying at it. UMass tries to sweep it through. I believe that was Ivory Arguin, and now it's going to be a Minutewomen penalty.
And it's such a shame to a great shift from Ivory Arguin. The shot off the post that followed her diversion of Arizona defensewomen who were very ready to close in on the puck. She skates in, makes it difficult, and creates an opportunity and keeps the Minutewomen in the zone for as long as they were. But then I think that's a slash out of frustration at the end after missing the opportunity. So now Arizona are going to have a chance with the woman advantage.
And Dylan, for Arguin, like you mentioned, she had a wide open net there. Just couldn't cash in. So face up to the right of Sarah Matthews. 6:40 left here in the first period. 2 minutes on this Arizona power play. They win it back to Glover. Glover's got a lot of options. She'll pedal it into the far corner boards for Layla Schultz. Passes it back up top. Here's Glover. One-time shot right into the webbing of Sarah Matthews. A sneaky one is easily saved by the senior goaltender. Face off to the right of Sarah Matthews. It's one back by the Wildcats. Here's Glover. Glover has it, looking for Howell. Passes it to the far side for Brittany Burdell. Couple players battling in the far corner. That's Riley Evans. Now onto the tape of Burdell on her backhand. She tries to pass it up top to the point. Hits the referee's skates. So she'll have to regroup. And the Minutewomen, they ladle this one all the way down.
It's a good clear and a good chase there.
1:15 left here on this Wildcats power play. Good lone forechecking effort from Lily Sparrow. With 5:45 left here in the first period. Wildcats' first power play of the game. Lucy Verderberg tries to gain the offensive zone. She just chips that one in, goes for a change. Back forward for the Minutewomen is Riley Evans. She'll clink this one off the glass and all the way down, killing off more precious time on this Wildcats power play.
This has been a fantastic penalty kill for the Minutewomen. Sparrow incapacitating one of the Arizona defensewomen from the start of the power play.
Here's Burdell in on the forehand. Now goes to the backhand. Denied. Out in front by Evans, but it's kept in at the point. Savvy Allen trying to be savvy with it. Centers it out in front. Scooped up now by Kenzie Carson. She trickles it down low below the goal line. That shot, sharp angle off the shoulder of Sarah Matthews. Fending that one off and denying the opportunity there from Lily Howell.
Gets out of the zone again with just 17 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Minutewomen.
Dylan, sometimes your best defense is your goaltender, and she comes up big just there. Here come the Wildcats into the offensive zone. Zoo on the back check, and that one is clapped all the way down. Puck will rattle on edge. 1 second left, and that will do it. Minutewomen kill off the power play, and we'll skate even 5-on-5 with 4:30 left here in the first. Zoysa Miller has it in the neutral zone. Works it up to the far side. Disrupted by Arguin, fresh out of the penalty box. Now here come the Minutewomen. It's Gromko trying to center it out in front. Puck takes a deflection. Shelby Little, quick shot. She scores! Shelby Little picks up the trailer, buries it home, and the Minutewomen tie this one up at 1.
Opportunistic puck pickup, and then pick your corner. Shelby Little right into the upper shelf past Planeta. A fantastic finish. And that'll bring the game to 1-1 right after the great penalty kill.
For Shelby Little, though she's scoreless in her last 4 games played, gets one here. The team's lead defensive scorer, her 6th goal on the season, make that 13 points for her. And at a big time to tie this one up. So 4:10 left here in the first period, along with Dylan Shalom, Cam Neary, our camera operator. I'm Jacob Repper. Just a reminder, comment in the comment section where you're from. Love to see where all our viewers are coming from for game 2 here between UMass and Arizona. Here's a chance for the men and women. Partridge steaming in. Lost the handle for a second, but a good chance on the rush there from the men and women.
And Partridge had an open skater on the other side of the ice. I think it was Gromko. If she had picked her pass out a little bit earlier, we would have seen a very easy opportunity for the Minute Women to up the score.
Maybe a different question, Dylan. We did where you're from yesterday. How about what team you're rooting for in the Super Bowl?
I like that.
We'll see what...
I like that. We're in Massachusetts. I would assume we're going to see a lot of Patriots support, but who knows?
Arizona closer to Seattle than Massachusetts is.
Yeah.
So we'll see who everybody's pulling for out there.
They're Cardinals fans over there, though, and that's Seahawks' divisional rival.
This is true. Face up to the left of Matthews. 3:35 left here in the first period. Taken away by the goal scorer for the Minutemen. Here's Shelby Little charging free, working 1-on-3, getting kept to the outside. She gets tossed down, loses an edge, but gets right back onto her skates. Minutewomen have the offensive zone. Drop pass up top to Lily Sparrow. Sparrow on the forehand, shimmies it down low to Dunn. Dunn turns this one over at the goal line, and it's skated free now by the Wildcats. Dunn will flip this one in. Minutewomen will change their defense. Wildcats will make a full change of their own, but it's turned over by the Minutewomen at center ice. This one's fluttered in on goal, guided aside easily by Sarah Matthews. Charging free is Anna Jeffs, the freshman forward. 21 games played, 10 points on the year. Minutewomen work it out to Joanna Zhu. Can't clear it out of the zone for the moment. Finally get it up to the neutral zone. And down goes Shea McDonald.
These stretch passes have been working well for the women.
Puck sliding in the neutral zone in front of the Minutewomen bench. Taken away now by Lily Howell. Howell charging in on the back end. Zigzagging to the middle. Saved by Sarah Matthews yet again. And now the Minutewomen with a lot of open ice in front of them. Passes it to the right for Albie Malkiewicz. Centering pass out in front for Joanna Zhu. She's on the back end, curls back, centers in front. That one slips through the high slot, but scooped up by Julia Williams. Williams centering pass deflects up top to the point. Back end intercepted in the high slot. Now stolen away by Lily Howell. 3-on-2 come the Wildcats. Wrist shot deflects past the left pad of Matthews.
The confidence that Howell skated downhill with to get towards the goal, just to pull the shot from near the blue line.
Julie Williams back to defend. Riley Evans is there for it. Puck up for grabs along the near half wall. Williams trying to headman it up top to Joanna Zhu. Here comes Zhu, 1-on-3 all by herself. Zhu can't keep the handle, however, and it's skated free by Kenzie Carson now. Carson loses the puck. Could have had maybe a breakaway, maybe a one-on-one there.
Great defensive work there to stop that breakaway.
Here comes Hannah Gromko, galloping free. She gets taken down. That'll be a power play for the Minutewomen. Gromko goes down, and it's a tripping call on the Wildcats with 1:06 left here in the first.
Do you think it's more or less beneficial to have your power play split between periods because they're going to go to a close after this 1:06 seconds?
It's a good question, Dylan. It's kind of a double-edged sword here, right? If you can convert within the 1:06, you feel great. You take that momentum, but if not, it's always difficult to start a period kind of at center ice on a face-off on a power play. Nevertheless, 60 seconds left here. We'll see what the Minutewomen make of this one. Partridge takes her time, shimmies it up top to the point for Little. Little tries to snap one in on goal, but she had a Wildcat in her face in Lily Howell. Couldn't get that one through.
And Howell's been all over the place today. She's been very active in both the back check, the forecheck, and just general pressure.
Little tries to clank it off the boards, trying to find Hannah Gromko. A little bit too far for her, so the Wildcats shoot this one all the way down. 30 seconds left here in this first period. Minutewomen 5-on-4 power play. Little slaps it ahead to the near side for Hope Fitzkovitz. Flutters one out in front for Dunn. That puck jumps over her stick, however, and is shot all the way down again by the Wildcats. Layla Schultz, one-on-one battle below the goal line. Corralled now by Lily Sparrow. Sparrow, long pass up the far side, almost making a move out in front there. Was Shea McDonald. She would have had open ice in front of her, but the clock does not agree with her. Horn sounds, and that would do it. First 20 minutes of play, 1-1 hockey game. Wildcats scored first. Minutewomen answered back in the form of Shelby Little, and we go to break. Dylan, your first thoughts?
Well, I thought UMass really came into their own in the last 10 minutes of this first period. The goal by Shelby Little caused a little bit of a snowball effect on the rest of the game. They were the much more dominant side after that goal. 54 seconds left on the power play for the Minutewomen when we come back in the second period.
You're listening and watching 91.1 WMUA. Don't go away. We've got some trivia questions coming for you when we come out of break, all tied up 1-1.
We're left.
All right.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the press bleachers, if you will. This is Cam Neary. This is Dylan Chow. I'm Jacob Weber. It's trivia time. You know, we'll answer the questions at the first intermission. Dylan, the floor is yours.
All right. So you saw we had a listener in here from Alaska, or a viewer in here from Alaska. So my question is, what is the major city in Alaska that you're not able to get to without going on a plane or a boat?
So you have to go on a plane or a boat.
You have to go on a plane or a boat.
A major city?
Major city.
Neary, you got anything? You're from Alaska.
I'm not. I'm hoping to go there at some point, though. I don't know.
You want me to give it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Give it. Let people answer. Give it in 5 minutes.
Go. Okay. We'll come back with that answer.
I don't know. I have no idea here.
Yeah. I mean,
do you have a question, Cam?
I got one specific to our Arizona viewers out there. So if you're tuning in for if you're a Wildcat fan here, what town in Arizona, what town or city in your home state of Arizona is it illegal for men and women over the age of 18 to have a missing tooth? This is a law that outlaws having missing teeth in a certain town. So if you know the name of that town, drop that in the comments section. We're happy to hear from all our fans out from Arizona.
I have to say that's one of the most obscure laws I've ever heard.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I had to search far and wide. A lot of the Arizona facts out there are about the Grand Canyon. You might have heard of that. So some of those laws fly under the radar and still enforced to this day. So
yeah,
I'll go with the UMass one for our UMass supporters. When was UMass football's first national championship victory? And this was in the FCS, that is.
I'm a football guy, so I'm not going to answer that.
Neary, did you hear what I said before?
You said 2025, correct?
Oh, yeah, totally.
They won one this year?
Yeah, we actually took down Indiana.
Oh, that's what it was.
We'll give people a little bit. But we got 2 minutes before the start of the second period. Guys, your initial thoughts? I mean, I know you guys weren't here last night, but this has been a pretty good first period.
Yeah, I thought that the last 10 minutes of play for UMass were really, really solid. They were able to kill off the one power play that they had after a chance from Ivory Arguin, and right after that, when Shelby Little put the puck top shelf, they were able to really take advantage of their momentum, and now they're going to have a power play for the next 54 seconds of this second period. They're in a good position to go and get the sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. They're on pace. Last night they had a goal after one period. Similar, they got a goal after one period. And she let one in early, but since then, Sarah Matthews has been on fire. Might want to check the smoke detectors in this building. She has been absolutely on fire in this game so far. So the Minutewomen can hold them to one goal and get some offense going here. It could be all Amherst from here on out. So I'm excited to get back into it.
Let's do it, fellas. The Minutewomen from right to left in this period. The Wildcats from, excuse me there. Left to right.
Tripped on a wire.
Almost took this place down. And here we go. Minutewomen win the opening face-off. 45 seconds left on this power play. They gain the offensive zone. That one is almost wrapped out by the Wildcats. Kept in by Riley Evans, the sophomore defenseman. UMass sends this one in deep. Here's Dunn. Dunn's got her head up. A little bit of time. Lots of patience. Chips it back up top to the point for Evans. Slides it over quickly to Matthews. That one deflects in and scores. Excuse me, that was Shelby Little. The shot and the deflection out in front. It's Shay McDonald. She scores on the power play.
Shay McDonald's going to get a good tip there in front of goal. Put it off the post right past the jarred goaltender who can't do anything about it. Fantastically done, and a power play goal for the Minutewomen.
Yeah, Planetta looked like she thought it was going wide, which it looked like it did, but the deflection clanked off the post, and 25 seconds into this game, the Minutewomen get the power play goal. They're up 2-1.
Exactly how you want to start the second period, and they're looking for blood here.
Looking for more as Hannah Gromko comes in, shoots that one off the side. Here's another chance at Gromko on the backhand. That shot saved by Planetta yet again. Minutewomen rattle off a couple of good shots there coming out of this power play.
Right out of the break, the Minutewomen come in super hungry. Are able to grab the first goal off the power play. We're talking about how difficult it is to start on the power play in a new period with the centering face-off, but they're able to start fantastically well and go on to grab the power play goal.
For Shea McDonald, it's her 6th goal of the season, 10 points so far. She had a goal and an assist in the Rhode Island series. Now has 3 points in her last 4 games played. Puck in UMass's offensive zone. Wildcats trying to get it out. It's Burdell. She moves it up the ice, and here they come the other way. It's McKee. Drives to the middle, and she cannot keep that puck on her stick. She goes barreling into the far half wall. Minute 20 seconds gone by here in the first. Here's a chance out in front. Speared aside by Matthews. Puck riddles out, and it's not kept in. Burdell will have to regroup. Brittany Burdell, she'll throw it in deep. The senior captain. Out comes Matthews. She chips it ahead to Gromko. Gromko gliding into the offensive zone. Ladles that one in on goal, and she'll go for a full change. Minutemen will regroup. Here comes Lily Howell. Gains the offensive zone. Working 1-on-2. Quick shot into the glove of Sarah Matthews.
Howell's been the standalone most impressive skater for Arizona to this point today.
Yeah, she's kind of like a chameleon. She changes colors. She can kind of do it all. Offensively, defensively, in the neutral zone, Dylan. Got to keep an eye out for her. Howell taps it back up top to the point. Here's Rylan Pesca. Pesca looking for a shooting lane, getting defended by Williams, passes it to the defense. Centers it out in front. Carson, her shot is saved by Matthews. And now we have some extra pushing and shoving going on.
Great save there by Matthews with all the traffic in front of the net to just keep her eyes straight on the puck and then put her glove over it.
The faceoff will be to the left of Matthews. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone by. One cleanly back by the Wildcats. Puck in the far circle. Now trickles over to the near side. Kept in at the point. Joanna Zoo's there for it. Riley Evans comes over. Tries to slap it out. Kept in by Carson. She's fencing for the puck and keeps it onto her tape. Slides it on the ice into the near circle. Now trickles down low below the goal line. Minutewomen slapping after it with their stick, trying to get it out. Joanna Zoo slides it up top to the point. It's kept in along the near half wall. Long attempt, easily patted aside. Zoo tries to clear the puck out, can't hold it. Puck jumping in on goal, doesn't make its way through. Clanks off Vanna Jeffs. And the Minutewomen, after a couple minutes, will finally be able to get this puck out of their own zone. Here's Joanna Zoo looking around, not a lot of options. Skates patiently into the offensive zone. Now peels up. She's got time, center feed out in front. That shot doesn't get in on goal. Looking for Brooke Borges was Zoo. Couldn't get clean wood on it. Now a long drive, well wide. And out of the zone for the Minutewomen from Riley Evans. Here's Brooke Borges. Had the lone goal last night for the Minutewomen. Takes the puck down low below the goal line. The centering pass off the stick of Planeta. Kept in at the point by the Minutewomen. Puck pinballing around. That one going over the head of Planeta. And now taken out by the Wildcats. They'll send it into the neutral zone.
Planeta with a great save there in front. A lot of traffic again. Tip-in opportunities, but she stayed in the center of the goal. Kept herself upright. Made a good save.
Verteber tries to clear it out. Kept in by Malkiewicz. Malkiewicz shot from the short angle. Doesn't get through. Kept in at the point by the Minutewomen.
Great job maintaining the blue line again.
Some good offensive zone pressure from both these teams. As this puck now skips down below UMass's goal line. Looks like it will be enough for an icing, but it won't be whistled down there. Here's a chance out in front. That shot goes past the blocker of Sarah Matthews.
I was sure that was going to be whistled for icing there.
That's what I thought, Dylan. I think maybe UMass defense thought as well. Looked a little lackadaisical, and then the shot from Lily Waxenberg. She slammed her stick on the ice. She thought she had an easy goal. Couple players tied up. Pesca centering, far circle, shot saved by Sarah Matthews. Another grade A look from the Wildcats, and Matthews is there for her 13th save of the game.
And Matthews' reflexes are obviously incredibly good, but the strength to her game is just her feel for the net and her movement. That's a really good centering pass that she's able to cover just by using her eyes.
Quick face-off win from the Wildcats. That shot from far out from Pesca makes its way through, and another save for Matthews. Faceoff will be to her right. So the Minutewomen will get a change. I think Coach Bill Wright's asking about that icing call that maybe should have been. So the Minutewomen get themselves a change. So we've got a couple comments in here. We'll get to them in our next whistle, so keep your eye on that. Wildcats win this one cleanly back. 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. Minutewomen up 2-1, thanks to a power play goal just a few minutes ago from Shea McDonald. Just 30 seconds into this second period. Might get yourself an icing here, Dylan, and yes, you will.
Tip just came a little bit too early.
So Heather Pesca from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Great place. Go Seahawks out in the Midwest. Juneau, Alaska is our capital. You can't drive there in a car. You have to take a boat or plane to get there. Kodiak and Ketchikan, if I'm pronouncing that correct, or a couple others. Is that right?
I was referring to Juneau. They know more about the landscape of Alaska than I do to have Kodiak. And what was the last one?
And Ketchikan.
Ketchikan. Yeah, I was referring to Juneau, capital city you can't get to without a plane or a boat.
Yeah, Jake Love's not going to have some New Yorker, some city slicker lecture him about which city, but well done.
Yeah, I mean
Juneau.
Juneau.
Do you know
Alaska.
it?
I see what you did there. But it's good that they have I think they have the most pilots per capita in the country.
Really?
In Alaska, yeah.
Interesting. Might have to get it. How about we take a little senior trip? Would you like that, Cam Neary?
I would absolutely love to. Let's take the show on the road here.
Who's senior trip, though?
Right. Well, I'll bring you guys. You guys will be.
So your senior trip with us.
Right.
Yeah.
A junior and a sophomore.
Yes.
Right. You guys are my +2. Don't tell anyone else. Walk along the near circle. Minutewomen fishing for it. Let's keep that fishing theme. Down low below the goal line it goes. Here's Lily Sparrow. Pedals it around to the far side. Scooped up by Shea McDonald. McDonald passes it back up top of the point. Low drive. Doesn't make its way through. And it's intercepted now. Here come the Wildcats into the offensive zone. It's Glover. Glover on the forehand, ladles it out up top to the point. The big wrist shot doesn't get through. Blocked down by Dunn. And now skated free. She gets taken down. Cam Neary's arm comes in the air. It's going to be a penalty.
And that is the benefit to having a defense full of density. You're able to stay put, stay compact, and then when you finally clear it out, you get the power play opportunity. They scored on their last power play, an opportunity to double the scoring.
Yeah, and that was a penalty all day. I mean, the Wildcats were wrapped up in her legs like a python. That's going to be a trip at some point.
Face off to the left of Payne Planetta. Wildcats win this one, and now they'll skate this one out 2-on-2 through the neutral zone and finally shoot it in. 1:45 left on this Minutewomen power play, looking to go up 3-1. 7 minutes into this second period here on a cold Saturday in Amherst, Massachusetts. Temperature 5 degrees. Guys, we walked here through the snow. It was blistering.
It's so cold, Jacob. I have no words for the temperature and the weather. I know it's February, it's early February, but I felt like we dealt with all of this in January and December, and we should be coming to get the fruits of our labors. But I mean, I'm still new to Amherst winters.
It's all right. We're in a nice warm ice rink now, so we're okay. Here comes Joanna Zune to the offensive zone on the power play. 65 seconds left. Anna Grump goes in her back pocket, goes up top to Little. She had an assist on the power play goal before. Here's a quick shot from Riley Evans. That puck was sniped, but just a few inches over the crossbar. Now Zoo. Puck pops in the air, gets it right back on her stick. Here's Little. Quick pass across to the far side for Evans. Makes a move near circle. That shot from Zoo doesn't get through, and the Wildcats rip this one all the way down. 40 seconds left on the power play.
Great breakout.
And fenced into the middle. Here come the Minutemen 2-on-1, and it's whistled down for an offsides.
Arizona didn't execute the change right, and Matthews just swung the puck all the way down to the other side of the ice, but an offsides is going to take away a very clear goal-scoring opportunity.
That would have been, what, a 3-on-0, Dylan?
3-on-0.
Could have been a Bermuda Triangle barreling in there to cause trouble, but unfortunately for the Minutewomen, can't get that to stay on sides. 25 seconds left. This one is saucered down to the neutral zone. Skating back quickly is Shelby Little to thwart any chance by the Wildcats. Here comes Ivory Arkman. Low shot, gets a screen, and gets the shot in on goal. Easy save from Peyton Planeta.
I guess you could say they got lost in the Bermuda Triangle of the attack there.
This is true.
Do you believe in that theory?
I haven't looked into it very much, frankly.
I haven't either. I've just seen that people get lost, and I don't want to go there because I don't want to get lost.
We won't go there for the senior trip.
Yeah,
How
no,
about
we'll do Alaska.
We'll do Alaska. Juneau. Puck goes down low below the goal line. 11:15 left here in the second period. 1-1-1-5. Pass back up top to Little. Little takes a wrist shot right into the cage of a Wildcat in McKee. She's trying to race after this to get the breakaway. A turnover by Matthews. McKee, quick shot, doesn't go through, thankfully for the Minutewomen. And now a turnover maybe out in front. Abby Dunn was looking for her own breakaway.
And that was the opportunity of a lifetime there. Matthews just mishandles the puck right in front of the net. And not to mention that she wasn't able to get her stick on the first breakaway opportunity. That one is going to be one that she wants back.
Puck in UMass's offensive zone. They're trying to steal it and got it in on goal. Here's Lila Roche, the defenseman. Centers it out in front. Chance for the Minutewomen there on the back door. They almost got to it in time. Puck rattling around and now stolen by McKeague.
Just a weird bounce. That was on a platter there.
Here's Savvy Allen. Swiftly working into the offensive zone. Quick pass up top to the point. Kept in by Kenzie Carson. Carson on the forehand, keeps the puck on the ice. Now it chips up down low below the goal line. Abby Malkiewicz has it, and she'll send it out into the neutral zone. At the halfway mark here in this game, 2-1 Minutewomen. They come into this game 15-7-2. Won last night, of course. Currently on a 7-game win streak. Wins in 11 of their last 12 games played. That's good enough for 12th in the nation. Here's Partridge. That shot chips in on goal. Save. Sneaky save by Peyton Planeta. Looked like she might have gotten screened in that process, but kept it aside.
She got screened, but a wobbling puck is a difficult puck to deal with as there's another offsides on this Minutewomen attack.
We got another comment in here. Can you explain what icing is? I'm new to the game, so we're going to do a little educational. Any of you fellas want to take it? Cam, the former hockey player?
Yeah, I played a little high school hockey, so I'll tell you this. The ice is divided into two halves right on the red line. You can see in the middle there. And if you throw the puck from how do I explain this? If
You're doing a lot there, Cam.
All the way down the ice from behind the red line and it crosses the opposing goal line, then that is icing. You can't do that. It reduces just throwing the puck away. It forces you to make some passes to go down the ice instead of just throwing it away.
That was good. Well done, Cam.
That's better than my explanation would have been.
See, you won't see an icing here because it was sent on the offensive side of the red line for the Wildcats. Here's a long shot in on goal. Steered aside by Matthews. Another save. That one came from below the goal line. And the Minutewomen will take this one out. Maybe a one-on-one in front of that far bench. Glover holds her offensive blue line. And the Minutewomen will have to regroup here.
Another thing about icing is that the offensive team has the opportunity to beat out the defensive team in a race to the end line. And I believe that end line mark is the dots on the face-off. Am I right there?
I believe so.
Yes. So if they're able to close in and get there before the defense, if the defense is a little lackadaisical to get to the puck, they have the opportunity to beat out the icing.
Got a whistle here. I believe for exactly that, for an icing. So it will be an offensive zone face-off for the Minutewomen. And actually, no, it's going to be a power play here, guys. I don't know.
I saw the hand go up, but I wasn't sure if that was just a mannerism of the referee because I didn't see.
Strange one nonetheless, but the Minutemen will go back on the power play, their third one of the night. 1:50 left here in the power play. 10 seconds gone by. Puck down low below the goal line of Partridge. She's on her forehand. White tape stick gets it back. Here's Partridge. Has a lot of time. Curls herself up in the near corner boards. Like a fox in a hole. Now slides it back up top to the point. Far circle it goes. Hannah Grumpko. Dangling it on goal. That wrist shot right into the shoulder of Partridge. Her first save of this power play.
That backhand weak side spin move put Arizona's defense in a blender there. Fantastic move to get the shot off.
Face off to the left of Planeta, excuse me. It's one back by the Wildcats. Minutewomen trying to throw on the pressure. Here's Riley Evans. Quick pass to the near circle. Shelby Little. That shot almost going in. That top right corner looked tantalizing. But the Minutewomen still have it. Delicate pass up top to the point for Evans. She sweeps it down low below the goal line for Ivory Arguin. Points in 5 of her last 6 games, the Amherst native. That puck pops over the goal. Now settled down by Shelby Little. Little walks to the blue line, far circle. Hannah Gromko shot, doesn't get through. Wildcats are there, and the Wildcats will work this one out. 45 seconds left here in this power play. And a big thunderous hit there. Shelby Little takes contact to the head, gets back onto her skates. Looks to be all right. No call, though. Here's Little. Puck on her forehand. Wraps this one in. Doesn't get through. Blocked down by the Wildcats and sent all the way out.
And Evans and Little have been such good power play conductors for this Minutewomen team. Whenever there's any sort of pressure, they're so calm. And then they also create so many shots from the blue line. They make it a very easy affair for the attacking players.
Pesca has it. Turns it over in the high slot. 2 seconds left. That'll do it for the Minutewomen power play. Maybe a breakaway chance, but that puck's going to be too long. Riddell will get there before the Minutewomen, and that will be an icing on UMass, a defensive zone face-off for them with 6:10 left here in the second period.
It was a good power play. There were some good chances that came of it, but in the last 30 seconds, it flailed a little bit, made it difficult.
If you're waiting for the answer to the UMass football question, the last time they won their national championship, Dylan, you could give it away if you'd like.
1998, that was an FCS championship, and that had the likes of a couple of guys that made their names pretty big, and I'm forgetting.
It'll come back to you, don't worry.
It will.
Puck along UMass's offensive blue line. Wildcats will go D to D. Here's Layla Schultz. Schultz gains the offensive zone for the Wildcats. No look pass back up top to the point. Julia Williams comes over to try to thwart that opportunity. She works briskly along the far half wall. Puck pops over to Schultz. Schultz makes a move. Quick centering pass gets denied. She's tied up in the far corner. 5:20 left here in the second period.
Got it. Running back Rini Inagolia. He works for ESPN now, does some college football broadcasts, but he was the all-time leading rusher for the Minutemen. He was part of that 1998 FCS championship. UMass now in the FBS, looking for their first win in conference play next season.
Though not a great program historically, at least recently, Dylan. They've had a couple pretty good alums that have come through the program.
Well, some NFL players, and that's what happens when you're an FBS football team, where that gets kind of swept under the rug in FCS. You have some guys like Victor Cruz is a Super Bowl winner. He played here at UMass. And even recently, Isaiah Rogers played a year here at UMass. He was one of the stalwarts to a very good Minnesota defense this year.
Another defender, Josh Wallace, played here a few years ago before going to Michigan, right?
Yeah. And Elijah Wilkerson, a guard that plays for the Atlanta Falcons. And some guys that spent time on practice squads that have been here closer to when I've been here. Ellis Merriweather, a running back. Jacoby Keeney-James is on the Packers practice squad.
Here's a 2-on-1. Joanna Zoop passes it to her right. The shot doesn't get through. Nice play there by Savvy Allen to break up the opportunity. Shea McDonald has it. It gets passed back up top of the point for Hope Viskovitz. D2D pass now. Settling it down is Dunford. Dunford shot doesn't get through. Deflects almost onto the tape of Zoo. She would have had a yawning cage for her. A one-time shot from Dunford gets blocked down, and now it's off to the races. Here comes Layla Schultz. Schultz in on goal. That shot off the door and in. Excuse me, that was Lily Howell. She gets it through Sarah Matthews. 2-2 game.
And the chameleon strikes again, going from one side of the ice to the other, and a fantastic wrist shot right by Sarah Matthews. And that's just a full head of steam and momentum that comes from the blocked shot. She doesn't need anyone with her. She's just going to rip it right past the blazing hot Sarah Matthews.
So we've got a tie game with 3:25 left here in the second period. Lily Howell was second on the team in goals with 14. Now she's tied 15 goals. That ties Kenzie Carson. And for her, 19 points on the season. Men and women going to try to answer back here. 3:05 left in the second. Tie game 2-2. Sarah Dunford has it. Right in front of us here, the lefty. Can't sweep it into the offensive zone. Broken free by Zoyza Miller. Freshman forward. 3 points in her last 4 games played. Can't hold the offensive zone, so it's skated out by Hannah Gromko. Gromko will sling this one well off the end boards, and she'll gallop to the bench for a change.
Full team change there.
Lucy Verteber now. As the offensive zone, shot goes through the wickets of Lila Roche. Down low below the goal line. 2:30 left here in the second period. Along with Cam Neary, our camera operator and color commentator. Dylan Challen to my left. I'm Jacob Repper. Got a good one here. Little midday action on this Saturday before the Super Bowl.
These girls will actually play again tomorrow morning, the morning of the big game as well.
And I believe you'll be on the call for that, Cam.
Yeah, I got to get out of here as soon as possible, though. My boy Drake May plays later that night. So
Your boy, Drake May.
my boy,
How
You guys
does
are friends.
close personal friend. Yeah, I was supposed to go to UNC,
But what?
but I figured I'd come here and watch the UMass men and women club hockey team instead.
Puck down low below the goal line.
Great decision, Cam. We're happy to have you here.
Oh, I'm happy to be part of this game. 2-2 tied up. I'm hoping for some free hockey here.
And you might get just that. You might get yourself some overtime hockey if it keeps on going like this. Burdell looks around for a call. She wanted a penalty. Long stretch pass the other way. Here's Zoo in on goal, and it's whistled down for an offside. She can't believe it.
I don't know about that one because you have to have both feet fully over the blue line, and I don't think that was the case there. And that was a shootout opportunity for her if she was able to put her feet together and get the puck without it offsides.
Sometimes it's the price you pay for cherry picking.
Defensive zone face-off for the men and women. They sweep it all the way down in on goal. Be a save for Peyton Planetta. 17 shots apiece between these two teams. Both goaltenders last night made 30 saves in a great game that ended 1-0. Olivia Sorley, she was phenomenal. Only 1 goal allowed. Sarah Matthews, her 3rd shutout in her last 3 games. Won't get that here, but still a chance to get the win. 45 seconds left here in the second period. Zoo can't contain the puck on her stick, and here comes Kenzie Carson the other way. Carson in on goal. Backhand shot saved by Sarah Matthews. Extends the leg and denies Kenzie Carson the go-ahead goal.
And if there's one player you don't want skating at you like that, it is Kenzie Carson with another chance there.
She'll skate at you again, and Matthews is there for it right into the midsection. 2 great opportunities from her.
Team's main point scorer. And she had the opportunity. Matthews with a great save.
Face off to the left of Sarah Matthews. 20 seconds left. Here comes Lily Sparrow through the offensive zone. On the back end, far circle. Pass back up top to the point. That shot doesn't get through. Trickling it on goal in the crease. And on her stomach completely to make the saves is Planetta. Fully stretched out like a spider there, Dylan, and she makes the save.
She had to. It was a really, really difficult save to make as they're going to empty the net for this last faceoff. That makes sense. Second period empty.
Just 1.5 seconds left, so Coach Bill Wright thinking any face-off won back perhaps by the Wildcats. It's impossible. They won't have enough time. The Minutewomen will win this face-off, try to get a shot in on goal. The extra attacker does not do it. So 40 minutes gone by here at the Mini Mullen Center. 2-2. UMass and the Wildcats. Dylan, your thoughts so far after 2?
Well, UMass started off so strong, but it wasn't enough to take the lead. They needed to maintain it, and they weren't able to do so. Arizona with a really good close to the period, almost a reverse of how the game started. First 10 minutes of this period for the Minutewomen, fantastic. Last 10, Arizona had all the dominant force. They could have had 2 more goals to make it 4-2. Sarah Matthews has kept it level at 2.
We've got some more hockey coming for you when we get back from break. You're watching 91.1, the home fort for Minutemen Sports. Check out our social medias. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. Check out our homepage as well. We'll be back with more hockey, more trivia when we come back. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. Third period, just a few seconds away. This is Dylan Chalm. This is Cam Neary. I'm Jake Prepper. Guys, so far, pretty good game. We've seen 4 goals so far, 2-2. What's it going to take to get this one through?
It's going to take one more goal. It's going to be a close game that goes down to the wire, like most of these games have been. It's been a really good contest between two teams that have a lot to play for. UMass, 12th place in the country in the national ranking poll, with desires of going to a national tournament. Arizona, 3rd place independent, 10-10. They want to be on the winning side, and they don't want to have a road trip be a failure and go 0-2.
Absolutely. This game is as close as it can get. It's 2-2 with 20 minutes left. Shots are 18-17 in favor of the Minutewomen, and I think that both teams got something to prove here. Minutewomen would like to defend their home ice for the 2nd day in a row, and like you said, Arizona really needs to come away with a win here. They look the part. They're looking good. Both goalies are playing solid games, and it's just a war of attrition at this point. I'm excited for a 3rd period here in the Mini Mullins.
Guys, first full week of school is in the books. How are classes for you, and what's on your mind?
Well, the assignment that I forgot I had to do now is thank you. I have a Spanish assignment that I have to do. I know Los Gatos now, so that could help me out. But it's just been syllabuses for the most, or syllabi? Is it syllabus? Syllabi, yeah. Okay, caught myself there. But it's been mostly just busy work and getting to know the classes. But I'm sure the class will pick up. And my last 2 journalism classes this semester. So
wow.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of journalism classes as well. I'm taking intro to journalism, and school's been going great, but also a big focus here on WMUA. Got another game tonight, actually. I'll be on the call for UMass versus UMass Lowell, another home game as well. So we'll be covering men's and women's hockey today, and then another women's game tomorrow. And we're going to get right into it here.
Yeah.
How many doubleheaders have you done in your time?
Ooh, I've done a couple. Nothing crazy, but I've done 3 or 4 for sure. I did a soccer to football to hockey one time.
You did a triple?
I did a triple header.
Wow.
It was a men's soccer game versus George Washington, one of those, kind of
A-10 schools.
Yeah, yep. And then it went football, and then we had an 8 o'clock hockey game. It was that was one triple header. That was crazy.
Yeah. I've done one doubleheader of full commentary. I've done a couple where I was doing some less air work, more shadowing for hockey, but I had a soccer. Well, I've done doubleheaders for baseball where I've just done both games, but I've done a soccer football before.
Yeah, it's a lot. My voice it's feeling it. Need a little hot water, but both these teams looking to get out here in the 3rd period. 19-20 left, just 40 seconds gone by. Wildcats from right to left, Minutewomen from left to right. Pretty good crowd here at the Mini Mullins Center. Always good to see the parents and fans out. It's just talking to one father, the father of Sorley, Olivia Sorley, that is. He made the trip out here from North Dakota.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
South Dakota, excuse me. Puck down low below the goal line. Scooped up by Shelby Little, the captain for the Minutewomen. Puck comes dancing down into the offensive zone for UMass. Galloping after it is Shane McDonald. Had a goal in the 2nd period, the freshman forward. She watches as the puck glides back into her own defensive zone. That'll be enough for an icing.
So we'll see who has the dominant start to this period, because the way it's gone, it's been very split into halves of periods on who's been able to score, who's been able to contribute.
Face off to the right of Peyton Planetta. UMass wins this one back. Goes up top to Vitzkovitz. Her shot doesn't get through. Skating after is done. She corners the puck in the near corner, and it's popped out onto the tape of Burdell. She moves it to her left. Here's Lily Howell. She had a goal in the 2nd as well to tie this one up. Howell looks to center it. Works it out to Lucy Verber. Verber turns it over at the offensive blue line. Skated out by Dunn. 1-on-4. The rest of her team goes for a change. Now she will. UMass will dump it in deep. 2 minutes gone by. 18 shots apiece for both these two teams. Here comes Anna Jeffs. She turns it over at the offensive blue line. Gets a little help from her teammate in Kenzie Carson. Still looking for her first goal in this game. One of the more dynamic scorers on this team. As this is whistled down for another icing, this time on the Minutemen.
It's been a stagnant start to this third period. Nothing really in terms of generating chances going to goal. But I think other than the first period, the start. Oh, no, I guess that none of the periods have been like that. There were goals at the start of both. But there have been stagnant points.
Here's Julie Williams. She skates it out of her own zone. It gets speared onto the tape of Gianna Bonfilio. Now Sarah Dunford winds this one in deep. She goes for a full change. Joanna Zhu, the lone woman on the forecheck for the Minutemen. This puck twirling on its axis at the offensive blue line for UMass. Now Joanna Zhu, near circle. Wrist shot, flutters well wide over the cage and to the left, but it's kept in by the Minutemen. Shelby Little paddles it down low. That shot from a sharp angle easily into the glove of Planeta. That shot from Zhu, and UMass will go for a change.
2 shots, although one didn't hit the target from Zhu. A confident wrist shot that she has. She tried to get it to the short side of Planeta.
Face off to the right of Planeta. Shelby Little poked at it, couldn't keep it in, so she'll retreat and chip it in deep. Puck jumping around along the near side, pinching in is Little. She uses one hand on the stick, pokes it free, and seals off the blue line. Does a good job keeping it in, but it's skated out by McKeague. Shea McDonald has it. Now goes back for the Wildcats. They'll look to skate out. Here's Savvy. Ladles it into her offensive zone. Skating after is Brittany Burdell. And the Minutemen will slide this one back all the way down. 1-on-2 battle the other way. Hannah Grumko galloping after it, but she can't get the puck in time. It's Layla Schultz.
Great turn there by Schultz.
Here Schultz enters the offensive zone, sweeps this one all the way up top to the point, looking for her defenseman, and she gets it. Kept in there, but now taken away. 1-on-1. Here's Ivory Arguin getting her stick lifted. Nice defensive back check there, and I believe we'll get a whistle here. It's going to be on the Minutemen.
It's going to be a power play for Arizona. They're going to call, I want to say, a hook on the back end of that.
And you're right, it is on Ivory Arguin. Looked to be a hooking call. So Arizona, they've got themselves their first real opportunity in this series to go ahead. Or excuse me, they went ahead in the first to go ahead in the past couple of minutes here. 2-2, 4 minutes and change into this game. 2-minute power play. They win the faceoff back up top to the point. It's settled down by Provencher. Provencher gets tied up along the near half wall. Ivory Arguin in the box for the Minutemen. The long shot from Allison Brady, tapped aside by Sarah Matthews. Now onto the tape of Kenzie Carson. Carson, 3 power play goals on the year, looking to make it 4. That shot ramps over the head of Matthews. Carson has it along the far half wall. Dunn guides her to the outside. Puck goes down low. Turnover by the Wildcats, and tossing it out is Riley Evans for the Minutemen. Here's Hope Fitzkovitz, tries to clear it out of the zone, gets a little help from Lily Sparrow. Her shootout attempt is intercepted by a Wildcat skate, so Fitzkovitz will have a chance to clear it, but she can't. Here's Brady. She keeps it in at the blue line. 1 minute left here on this Wildcats power play. Here's Carson, near circle. Wrist shot deflects in on goal, but doesn't make its way all the way through, and kept in still yet again. Minutewomen cannot clear. Here's Brady. Twists it down low, intercepted by Fitzkovitz. She turns it over. Now Riley Evans looking to get the job done. She barely does, and the Minutewomen finally get a change and some respite with 35 seconds left.
A suffocating power play to this point for Arizona, but that's an offsides. That'll help relieve some stress for the Minutewomen and hopefully for them, give them a better opportunity to kill the power play and go on.
Face off right in front of us here in the neutral zone. 33 seconds left on the Arizona power play. It's one back. Shelby Little meets the puck in the near corner boards. She ladles this one all the way down. That will kill off more time. And remember, no icings on power plays. We forgot to throw that in there.
And a good clear is an antioxidant to any good penalty kill.
What?
You know antioxidants, they're like in fruits.
Yeah, but I'm saying it helps. It helps you be more healthy.
It helps remedy.
Yeah.
Right. I see.
You don't want any of those germs around.
You'd be a germaphobe then. Puck in the far corner boards. UMass fishing for it. They can't get it out. Power play expires. 7 minutes gone by here in the third period. Here's Shelby Little. Galloping after it, makes a nice move, and now she charges into the zone. Goes to the back end. Little can't keep the handle. Rebound in front. Sue shot over the corner of the cage. And a chance erupts from the Minutemen there. Minutewomen, excuse me.
Planeta with a great save there in front, but Shelby Little, great edge work from her. Staying upright, good move, and just lost control of the puck. Fell to the stick of Julia Williams.
Far circle. Shot goes around. Julia Williams along the near half wall, battling with Kenzie Carson, the sophomore forward. The Minutewomen will launch this one out and go for a partial change, but not yet. They'll have to stay on the ice, as the icing will mean a defensive zone faceoff for the Minutewomen. Face off to the right of one of the captains in Sarah Matthews. It's one back. Verteberg can't hold the blue line. She'll wrap it in deep. Her teammates will have to go for it to tag up. And the Minutewomen look to clear out. Williams can't get the puck out of the zone. Carson tries to hold the line. She can't. So it'll be flicked in on goal and wide of Sarah Matthews. Kenzie Carson back for it. She's got a head of steam, looking to gallop free up the far side. Pats that one into the near corner boards. Going up against the captain in Little. Minutewomen will slide this one down to the far side. 9 minutes expired here in the third period. Here's a takeaway by Partridge on the back end, looking to lurk her way forward in on goal. That shot doesn't go through, and a Gromko couldn't get good wood on it. But the Minutewomen still have it. Here's Gromko. Can't center it, fans on it, working against Pesca. Works it to the middle, and now it's skated out. 2-on-2 come the Wildcats. Here's Allison Brady. She can't hold the offensive zone, so both teams will go back and forth here in the neutral zone. Layla Schultz down below the goal line. Couple players come over. Schultz reverses course to the near side. 9 minutes, 45 seconds gone by here in the third period. Cam Neary, Dylan Challam, and myself, Jacob Repper, here on the call for you. Here's Pesca. Lurking into the offensive zone. Gets spun around a little bit in the near corner boards. Turns it over in the near circle. Skated out by Ivory Arguin. Arguin inside, now out. Gains the O-zone. Arguin on the forehand, bats it out into the middle. Puck jumps in the air and settles down at the blue line. Kept in by Dunford. She wrists it into the far corner boards. And now Pesca will have it and look to break out for the Wildcats. Here's Grace McKee, far side, low wrist shot, steered aside by Sarah Matthews, her 22nd save of the game. Abby Dunn tries to play to herself. Collides with Savvy down low below the goal line. Skating after it is Brooke Borges. Borges gets taken down. Lily Sparrow comes over to tries to help, but the Minutewomen can't keep the offensive zone. They'll regroup. 10 minutes left here in the third period. 2-2 hockey game, and another save for Partridge.
Deflection off of the knee there made it a little bit more difficult for Partridge, but it floated into her glove, no problem. And we talked about the speed of the first two periods, how they went off and got off to good starts, either team. This one's been much more neutral. Nobody really able to stick their foot in the game yet.
Puck goes around to the far half wall. And meets Kenzie Carson. Carson throws over Riley Evans in the process. She gets back on her skates. No call. The referee's letting these teams play on. Lily Howell back forward. Works it over to Carson. Now I believe that is Howell. Taken down, laying on the ice here.
That's not the player you want to lose in a close game if you're Arizona. You don't want to lose anyone, but Howell's been immense for this team so far today.
Dylan, I didn't see what happened there. I don't know if you got a good look at it.
I didn't see exactly, but it was a collision.
I have to imagine his lower body looked like perhaps leg to leg.
And we're going to step aside here. So Howell goes to the bench. No call on the play. She looks to be all right. I don't think we saw her go to the locker room. And we play on. 9:15 left here in the third period. Shelby Little at the blue line. Flicks one in on goal. Deflected by Partridge. Another chance from her. And a pad saved by Planeta. Here's Partridge again on the back end. Centering it out in front. Rebound, Minutemen. They score! It's Hannah Gromko. 11 minutes in, gives the Minutemen the lead 3-2 over Arizona.
A much-needed goal there for Gromko, and the traffic was just in front of Planeta the entire minute since the injury, and not even minute, it was about 30 seconds, and they just kept on putting pressure there. The shot from Little, couple of deflections, and Gromko there to clean up the mess.
And now maybe a 2-on-1. Here's Julie Williams galloping in, slides it to her left. The shot is in on goal. The Minutemen are stabbing at it, and now tempers are flaring here.
And you could see why. It looked like a player was brought down right in front of goal with a chance.
So the goal at 11 minutes. Hannah Gromko assisted by Partridge. For Gromko, she came into the series riding a 6-game point streak with 8 points in her last 6 games played. Didn't score last night, but gets the go-ahead goal right now for the Minutemen. How will the Wildcats answer back? Remember, guys, last night they took 19 minutes and 30 seconds to pull their goaltender, which is to say only 30 seconds left in the game. They pulled sorely. They waited a while, though. If it keeps going this way, they'll have to pull Planeta at some point. Puck popping around at UMass defensive blue line. Intercepted at the red line. Now skated free. Here's Glover trying to cut to the middle. Now the shot saved by Sarah Matthews. She denied Lily Howell, who went down with an injury for the moment and is back on the ice for the Wildcats. Good sign for them.
Quick rip there by Howell, but a great glove save by Matthews to keep the game 3-2 for UMass. 7:51 left.
Here's Glover. She skates forward, tries to grab the puck. Now Howell, quick wrist shot, deflects off the padding of Shane McDonald. Into the near corner boards it goes. 2 Minutewomen are there. Wildcats shuffle it down low. Now back up top to the point. Low shot deflected on goal. Saved by Matthews. No rebound.
See an excited reaction from Arizona. That some of them probably thought the puck snuck by Sarah Matthews, but there was nothing there. No rebound. No issues for Matthews, the captain.
Puck battle along the near half wall. Skated out by Ivory Arguin. Headmans it to Hannah Grompko. Game-winning goal 4 minutes ago. She dives on her stomach, centers it out in front miraculously, and now takes a push and kind of a hit to the upper body there when she was on the ice. Did you see that, Dill?
Both of these teams getting feisty now. Contact everywhere. It's a contact sport, Jacob. But we'll hope they keep it clean for the next 7-17.
All right. We've seen a slow crescendo to physicality in this one. And the referees have let both teams play. We'll see what comes of it in the next 7 minutes and 15. Temper certainly starting to build here in Amherst, Massachusetts. Dunn gives a hit along the far half wall, then skates forward. Has the puck down low. Lily Sparrow gets taken down to the ice by a fellow number 17, and Anna Jeffs. Hope Fitzgovitz passes it forward into the offensive zone. UMass skates after it. 6:45 left here in the third period. Minutewomen, up 3-2. Here's Dunn. The shot into the neck area of Planeta. She gets the rebound and has herself her 21st save of the night.
And when shots are in the area of your shoulder pad, it becomes so much more difficult to grasp it with your glove. So you have to use your shoulders, use your body to get in front of the puck. You can't allow it to graze you because then the back of the net is what's right behind you.
Minutewomen win this one cleanly back. Little sends it in on goal. Shot below the goal line. Actually catches the pad of Planeta yet again. So 2 saves in a row for her there.
That's going to be an icing. No.
Well, no, it must have been deflected on the way in, so we keep playing. 6:15 left here in the third. Partridge looking to work it up into the offensive zone. She tried to find Arguin just a little bit out of reach for her. This one's gloved down in front of us by Zoysa Miller. Intercepted by Verteber. Verteber dancing with the puck on her stick. Trying to send it in deep. Can't do just that, so both teams will try to go for a change at least. UMass will have to stay on the ice. It'll be a defensive zone face-off because of the icing. Isla Schultz on the dot for the Wildcats, going up against Arguin. Puck up for grabs. Schultz gets the better of her. The lefty forward has it. Down low below the goal line, skating quickly. Round and round. Passes it across to the near side. Near circle. Schultz is there. A lot of open ice in front of her. Schultz down low below the goal line. Wildcats try to sweep it out in front. Minutewomen doing a good job staying strong in the middle of the ice. And finally get the puck out of the zone. 5:15 left here in the third period. Minutewomen up 3-2. Shelby Little has it. Lofts it off the glass. Clapped back into the zone, at least for a moment. Blocked down by Julia Williams. Finds the puck in her shoulder pads and looks to skate back in. Here's Williams. She converges with Zoo. Gets it right back to Williams. Can't get the shot off. A little bit off the toe of her tape. And the puck slides slowly back into UMass's defensive zone. 4:45 left here in the third. Here's a lead into the offensive zone. That's of Shelby Little and corrals into the far corner. Kenzie Carson involved there. 4 players all tied up like a spider in a web. Finally comes out onto the tape of Joanna Zhu. Now Little. She tries to poke it ahead for Julia Williams, the junior forward in the neutral zone. So the Minutewomen have to regroup yet again here with 4:05 left.
It's a costly mistake to get out of the blue zone there, but she's able to make up for it.
Here's Howell. Her shot gets blocked down yet again. 2 blocks on this shift for the captain, Shelby Little. No small feat. And we get ourselves a whistle here, either played with a high stick or a penalty. Let's see what this is.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a penalty going the way of Arizona.
And you'll be correct, it looks like, Dylan. An offensive zone penalty from Anna Jeffs with 3:46 left here in the third.
Anna Jeffs was in contact with the goal scorer from last night, Gianna Bonfilio. I wasn't sure who drew it.
Nevertheless, Minutewomen will have a chance to put this game out of reach. Dunn. Her pass goes out of the offensive zone. 10 seconds gone by in the power play. 3-2 hockey with 3:30 left here in the final game between the UMass Minutewomen and the University of Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats would love a shorthanded goal here as they wrap the puck in deep. Puck flutters down low below the goal line. Putting on the brakes is Hope Fitzkovitz. Now Abby Dunn. Dunn through the power U of the neutral zone on her backhand. Going up against Burdell. Burdell loses the puck. Scooped up by Lily Sparrow. Sparrow jockeying for position on the outside. Gets tossed around. Intercepted by Dunn. She pads it back up top to the point. That shot from Shelby Little doesn't get through. Pinching in is Riley Evans. 55 seconds left in the Minutewomen power play. 2:40 left here in the game. Here's Dunn. Slides it softly down low below the goal line. Turned over by the Minutewomen and clapped out of the zone.
So you have to wonder now when Arizona are going to empty their net.
Not before Hannah Gromko comes the other way. For the moment, the lead goal scorer for the Minutewomen. She loses the puck, and that puck is zipped all the way down. 25 seconds left on the Minutewomen power play. 2:10 left here in the game. Riley Evans trickles it down the far side for Partridge. She brushes it along to the near half wall for the captain. Punched ahead and out of the zone for the Minutewomen. But that's going to do it on the Minutewomen power play in just a moment. We'll skate 5-on-5, and finally 1:45 left for Arizona to tie this game up. Here's a turnover. It's Carson, far circle, wrist shot over the glove of Shelby Little. The best look yet in the past couple minutes for Arizona. Puck rides the boards up top to Verteber. She keeps the blue line, rattles it down low into the near corner boards. Charging after with speed is Layla Schultz. She gets taken down to the ice. No call, however.
Good clearance.
Puck leaks out of UMass's defensive zone. Back the other way comes Arizona with speed. Shelby Little has it. Banks it off the boards down to Ivory Arguin. Arguin dashing forward along the near side. She tries to center it down in front. Arguin on the forehand. Shot goes wide. Final 60 seconds of play left here at the Minnie Mullins Center. A sweep on the line for UMass. 50 seconds left. Arizona trying to pull the goaltender. They can't get the puck out of their defensive zone. They'll slide it along to Glover. Glover, long stretch pass the other way. Banks off the boards. Turnover for Arizona. And the Minutewomen will come the other way. 35 seconds left here in this game.
And they just can't get out.
Joanna Zhu battling for it. 25 seconds left here. One final rush perhaps for Arizona. The puck will slide the other way. Here's a one-on-one. Little's there for it. She'll play it ahead for Dunn. It's intercepted by Glover, however. Here she comes with speed. 15 seconds left. Glover on the back end. Loses the puck. Shelby Little loses a stick. And the puck corrals down below the goal line. Minutewomen will clear it out. Burdell can't hold it in. 5 seconds left. The puck will slide all the way down. And that will do it. The Minutewomen win this one 3-2 and sweep the series against the University of Arizona. What a game and what a weekend for the Minutewomen.
You could feel the intensity through the end of the game, Jacob. The tension that was rising through physicality in the last 5 minutes of the game, and Arizona were just not able to get out of their own zone. It took until there were 15 seconds left for Palenka to get off the ice. A fantastic defensive display for this UMass team.
The Wildcats did not go down without a fight either. Had a couple great shots there, especially that one that was way high up in Matthew's head. I think she was trying to go bar down there, perhaps bar Grenada on that play, but couldn't find the angle on it. Wildcats fall 3-2.
Anna Grumpko with the game winner for the Minutewomen. Shane McDonald had a goal as well, and Shelby Little. Fellas, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Really good close to the game from the defensive UMass, not allowing for Arizona to break out and get the player advantage on the empty net and earn victory. Another close game, but another close win for the 12th place Minutewomen. It's just going to help them keep soaring.
Cam, any final thoughts from you?
I think that this was a great series sweep, and I'm excited for them to play again tomorrow morning. I'll be on the call as well right before the Super Bowl. It's all UMass Minutewomen this weekend.
All right, for all you folks watching, we really appreciate it. This is 91.1, the student radio of UMass. We apologize for the technical difficulties early on to start. 5 degrees, a lot of snow, some crazy wind, some tech issues, but we forged on. For Dylan Chalum, for Cam Neary, I'm Jacob Repper. Minutewomen win this series. They win the game 3-2 over the Wildcats here on 91.1 WMUA.